Lava was developed by founders of CBS2 to provide structural engineers whole building lateral and vertical analysis software for light frame wood structures. Simply build up your model with a simple click of a button, design beams, shear walls, hold downs, and posts for the entire building are sized accurately. We will now demonstrate the use of lava on a 3-story townhome project. Input section is highly customizable. You can tailor to suit your specific project. Go through these tabs, fill in all the info, including wind and seismic parameters, your firm's contact and logo. We predefined a few loading scenarios. You can modify it as necessary. Provide building elevation with information, including plate height, length of interior and exterior walls, and any special finish, such as veneer. Provide the total wall length for each level and input them. Please note that this must be done for each level, each direction, and each different wall type. For this project, we're using flexible diaphragms. Plug in correct R values for both directions. That's all the input, and now let's start modeling. Lava uses very simple and powerful graphic interface to help us practically build the entire structure ourselves. We can import DXF files as building background, pick the correct joint layer you plan to use for each level. We use plate tool to apply vertical load. These thin orange lines represent the direction and span of the framing members, such as rafters or joists. If you want framing members to span in a different direction, just simply double-click and make modifications. Use beam tool to place actual beams on your building. They will be supporting the plates you just modeled. You can activate snap by pressing Shift on keyboard to place the beam exactly where you want them to be. Now the beams are all in place, let's start with the shear walls. We can turn off certain structural elements to get better visual. Much like beams, we can place shear walls on your building using shear wall tool. And if we need to design for shear transfer around windows, just double click and we can define the window at the window tab, including location and window size. You don't have to do this for every shear wall. Lava has powerful copy and paste function to help you speed up the modeling process. Make necessary modifications as you go. Let's finish up all the shear wall placement. And it looks like we have all the shear walls covered. Now let's assign diaphragms to these shear walls so they can have proper loading. You can start with X direction. There are no interior shear walls in X direction, so one large diaphragm is sufficient. In Y direction, we need to make sure all the interior shear walls are properly loaded. Much like the plates are bearing on beams, these diaphragms are loading on shear walls. If we're happy with the overall layout here, we need to use shear line tool to group shear walls into shear lines, so shear force can be distributed within the shear line. They will help us design drag struts down the road as well. Now we have all the vertical and lateral structural elements for this level. Let's proceed to the next level, starting with plates. To make sure the beams are at the correct location at the stairs, we can overlay the upper level to help us accurately place beams. Please pay attention. When we model the plates, by default, the framing spans in a short direction. Make sure it matches your design and change the framing direction if needed. Add all the beams you like to design. There is a large library of selection to size the beam, from DFL, glulam, and to all the common types of engineering composite lumber. Now let's start modeling the shear wall of this level. And remember the copy and paste function? We can simply copy them from upper level to lower level, and this will speed up the modeling process significantly. Let's finish up the rest of the structural elements on this level. The shear wall design includes the sizing of shear wall panels, the selection of hold-downs or tie-downs, and the sizing of shear wall end posts. You can override hardware if needed, and lava will evaluate their capacities. Shear walls are loaded from the shear lines. Please make sure all the shear walls are part of a shear line. Now let's get to the ground level. To make sure the load from upper levels are transferred down accurately, we can once again overlay the upper level to help us accurately place beams and shear walls, so no loads will be missing. Let's continue with the modeling. For cantilever plate condition, we can simply tell lava there is an offset at support, so the beam will be designed correctly. Let's continue adding all the plate members we want to add. And the locations of balconies or decks where loading is different from typical floor load, we can double-click this plate and make modifications accordingly. Let's continue with the modeling. If we need to use pre-manufactured shear wall panels, we can double-click the shear wall and tell lava our preference, Hardy panel or Simpson strong wall. And again, don't forget the copy and paste function so we don't have to do this repeatedly. Let's continue with the modeling. Copy and paste function also works with shear walls and diaphragms between different levels. For this project, we are adding interior shear wall in the X direction to help with the lateral design, so the hardy panels at the exterior walls will not overstress. Previously, we used one large diaphragm in X direction, and that will no longer be accurate for this level. Please make sure you model the diaphragm correctly, so all the interior shear walls are subject to accurate shear force. Since we're mixing hardy panel and plywood shear walls, we can tell lava to distribute shear by stiffness within this shear line, so we can get accurate design results. Now we have finished the modeling process, it's time to click Analyze button. Lava will calculate all the structural elements we modeled. It works very quickly and gives beautiful calcs report. You can pick and choose which section you'd like to include in your report and print. Here we have the summary of input, overview of the model, and the results of all the beams and shear walls. Lava can handle much more complicated projects, and there are a lot of customization tools for inputs and models, so stay tuned and we will help you get to know Lava better.